breaking down Lucas fan theories with the director, actor, and the writer. I'm checking out this interview by Just to Film Me. If you haven't seen the original, I'll put the link description. Check it out there. There's a reaction on a substitute. I'll be pausing when they're talking, sharing my thoughts on it. There have been many wild fan theories, and I wonder how many they, crack down, they confirm, they deny, if they even do that. Because there's so much in the films, spread across. There's so much you can pick. Even after third watch, I could find so many different details, which I've actually broken down in a full-on spoiler, scene by scene breakdown. Let's check it out on the main channel. But without any delay, let's check it out.
I'm Rotalks, and today I'm sitting with the team of one of my favorite films this year, and that is Team Lokah. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How's it going? Oh, God. How are you? Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk money first. I'm gonna get it out of the way.
None of us produce this film, right?
Of course, no. I'm saying, look at what the film's done. It's made 200 crores. Okay, and I feel like this
Someone is breathing very deeply into the mic.
number is very exciting. So congratulations to you guys. But because, as you said, you're not the producer, I want to ask you, how does that impact you? Like, is it
I've met her, by the way. She's really cool and just so much. She's like a beast, when she's working every day. There are 3 reels I see. There are 5 interviews she's doing. She does, what do you call it? Radio also, make videos also, does interviews like crazy, insane.
trap? Because here you are, you made this film, and now people have a lot more expectations. How does it feel to be those people who made this film that made a lot of money?
I don't think it has sunk in that well with us yet because we were not looking at the numbers. To be honest, I wasn't looking at the numbers initially when the film came out and the reviews were good. I was just concerned about how
Acceptance.
how much reach we are going to get, how it's going to transcend across languages and reach people. And so that has been the exciting factor for me because people from Tamil Nadu, from Karnataka, from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, from Bombay, they've been texting and giving us great reviews and great feedback about the film. The numbers maybe makes the producer happy, but I'm happy. I mean, I think we as a group are happy that the film is getting recognized in every part of India. So, and even abroad, I mean, it's been doing well in GCC and UK as well. So
That's great.
yeah, that makes us feel good.
Yeah.
And we are extremely happy that the producer is getting back
Yeah.
money. It's not
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
true.
an easy film to make. It's not a safe. What do you say? A safe bet kind of film. You know what I mean? There were experimental elements in the film that should land properly with the audience, and I guess we made it there. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. They always talk about pan Indian movies, but what I'm always interested is in pan Indian love because I feel like that is very different.
I like that.
Yeah. So, are you still getting offers of O negative blood?
I think as we spoke while I walked down here, I just saw another tweet that said, Madam, I'm O negative. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. That is, of course, the audience, Kalyani, but there's also support. And usually I talk to people who make Hindi movies, whether there's Alia and Priyanka and Sharvari, they're all like applauding the film. And I feel like that is so special because I feel like this film means a lot to every woman who has wanted to succeed. Like, do you feel that? And I'm going to ask both of you this question.
I mean, more than everyone.
I have to say, I don't know. I'm not, putting it down or just my theory that Alia, Priyanka, everyone who shared their story, right? Maybe they saw the film, they loved it, and they want to share and everything. Maybe the intention is there, but the way it's formatted, right? I know applause, naming the people, then tagging them, and there's a link to the Hindi trailer, and all of them mention that the film is also playing in Hindi. Like, it's just too, coincidental that all of them at the same time when the Hindi trailer was out and the Hindi version is coming out, and all of them praise the film with sending a link. Like, it just felt like a PR activity to me. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but it just felt PR. Even if maybe they are right, they have seen the film, they really like it, they all just want to share about the film. I don't mind it. Even if it's a PR activity, I don't mind it. It's a way to promote the film. But yeah, it doesn't feel natural, organic. They just saw the film and just shared their thoughts. They kind of put a trailer link also. They tagged everyone also. Like, just felt a PR activity.
Who wanted to succeed. They're all very successful women that you just mentioned. But I think it's just very nice to see them support.
It could be that, they all liked the film and they reached out to the team and they told them they really liked it, and then the team asked them, if it's possible, can you share this on social media, it'll get reach to for our film. That is possible. Maybe it's not a PR paid thing. It could be that also, but again, I'm not trying to malign the thing that happened. I just said it felt like a PR stunt, then it felt organic in a sense, just the perception of it.
Um, Other films that are coming out in the South that, I mean, you don't always get that kind of attention in the North. And it's just so nice to see them come out and support. And some of them haven't watched the film, but they still realize that a movie like this is out there and it's doing well and I need to watch it. But I also need to tell people to watch it because it's something that would do great for all female-led films, and so it's just nice to see that support. For sure, it's nice, and I think it comes from a place of genuinity, which is nice.
100%. Yeah. What does the success of the film mean to both of you personally?
I've had a lot of messages from women who aspire to be in films, and they've all just taken this as a personal win. And that's been an unexpected outcome of this, because when we were working on it, we didn't think of that angle at all. And so many women have written to me saying, we've been wanting to make commercial films. We didn't know we could do it. I mean, of course, we were able to pull it off because we had a solid team backing us. But the fact that a woman-led film has made these numbers is encouraging them to like pitch their stories, and they have an example to lead with now, and they know that investors will probably give them time of day, and that's why these numbers are important, I think. And I'm just like so excited that she's now the only South Indian actress with a 200 crore film. So
I mean, I can't take this away from us, guys.
no, but
Again, something that's she didn't take, oh yeah, I did it. No, it was everyone involved in this.
it's important that there is an example like that.
Yes.
Because typically I think people expect films which are led by women to belong to a certain category, like independent cinema or films that are about social issues. And the fact that this is an entertainer and it has got bums on the seats, as people say, it matters. I think it will encourage filmmakers, regardless of gender, to tell stories that really matter to them.
Correct. This is a success interview. So, what does it mean to you?
I mean, I think it's not just me. I think
Oh, there's a fan blowing at her that's catching on through the mic. That's the noise. I get it now.
anyone that's put in the kind of work and passion that we've put in for the last how many ever months into this film, when that's being appreciated, there is a level of happiness that we would feel. It is definitely bigger than what I ever dreamed or imagined it to be. You can probably say it was a dream I never realized I had, but it's really nice when it's happening. But I see, like we said, if you look at it from the female perspective, if this even so much as slightly opens the door to these conversations and to have people more people back such stories, it's a win. It's a huge win. It's our win. It's not my win. It's our win. So just feels good.
No, that's lovely. But I have to say this, as someone who grew up watching your father's films, okay, he defined like what laughter is for my generation.
I don't think she has seen a lot of her father's films.
My dad brought us up like that.
I might have seen more films.
For sure.
Listen,
Yeah,
like,
but my dad always brought us up like that. I don't think he ever wanted us to understand who he actually is to people. And I think, to be honest, I don't think I walk around. We call it jada. What is jada? In English?
As arrogance.
Yeah, I don't walk around with the arrogance of, do you know who my father is? Because I don't know who my father is.
No, the point that I was getting to
That's nice.
is that today we are talking about this pan-India phenomenon, right? But to me, Priyadarshan sir has been pan-Indian before the term existed, because he told stories, okay, primarily in his language, and then he told stories in different languages, most of which are talking about reboots right now. So I wanted to ask you, that, of course you said that, I don't know who my father is. But what did you perhaps take from there? Because I feel like there's something that he taught a lot of us. It was just for us to take it from him.
Ma'am, my entire work ethic comes from him. Like, if anyone has ever said something nice about the way that I work, it's that I work hard. And it's purely because it's the only way I know how to work, because the man that is my father, I've only seen him work that way. I have seen him, even at this age, with all the luxuries that he has, with like 100 and something degree fever, I have seen him hold a mic, shiver, and say action. That is who he is. That's who he's been all my life. And so that's the only way I also know how to work. And if anything, I've always been grateful to him, not just for instilling the kind of passion that I have for cinema, but also the kind of work ethic that I have towards every opportunity that I get. I understand my privilege. I understand that a lot of opportunities come my way, but I try to be as responsible with it as I can, purely because of everything he's instilled in me.
Amazing. Thank you for that. Because, as I said, big fan. Big fan. Like, Hera Piri Bhagam Bhag. I'm in that scene.
I think the pan India term is like, there's no correct definition that's out there, and it's always misunderstood what pan India really means. Pan India means you made a film which has not just worked in the region and the language you made it in, but just traveled across the country. Bahubali is that. It's a Telugu film that was made. It was released in other languages, and it just spread across the country. The whole country knows about Bahubali. It worked for them, and that shows it in the box office also. Now Pushpa, you can say, oh, the ticket prices were high, but still, the amount of money it has made, it cannot be made, just because the ticket prices were high. Just few people saw it, but the ticket price was 10,000 every seat. No, it traveled across the country. Everyone from down south to the topmost state in the country, from east to west, everywhere people know the character. Jhukega nahi sala. They know the story. Even if they didn't watch in the theater, they saw it on OTT. So how much the film has traveled across without casting different actors. Again, what he did was he remade it in Hindi. Even the storytelling worked there also. That is, you can say, it adapted it to the place where he was making it, right? But that's not same as making one film which travels across. It connects to every audience across. That's what pan India really means.
Let's talk about the color red, guys. Okay.
She's wearing red.
I think it's a great segue because, my God, look at me. I haven't stopped wearing.
You've been wearing red jackets.
Color. It's been lying in my closet because I just feel like red needs to be worn with a purpose. And I feel like you have made sure, and this is a game I played with myself when I watched your movie. There
Red is everywhere.
Red in every frame. Did you? And I'm sure you made sure of that. Tell me more.
No, it was just a very simple this thing because we wanted one color to be associated with Chandra, and that was the color of blood. That was red. That's as simple as it is. And we just made sure that there are traces of red, there are streaks of red everywhere Chandra is, or when Chandra and Sunny are together. So that's a very simple thing. Very simple. Yeah.
Even now, I'm just going to be the fan. No, this is not an interview.
That's a cool thing, right? Again, what film was that? There's a film where whenever oranges shows up on screen, there's someone gonna die. Or the red color shows up on screen, just after that a character dies, symbolizing that a death is coming. And just the choices, small detailing you want to put into your film, which doesn't add much to the story, like a normal person like not even care, but it's just a small detail and execution which adds a style and your own element and stamp onto the film, which is like you did more than just tell a story. You did more with what tools you had.
Fan theories are going berserk, and I'm sure that you're having lots of fun.
Let's talk about it.
I'm going to ask you, like, for example, in the vampire verse, the invitation is really important, and I'm sure that you guys thought about it again. Please confirm this for me.
Of course.
But in our film, the logic, or if you say the logic or the science that we have approached in the film, Chandra doesn't need an invitation to come into the room. But that is just for the fans of the lore. So
Yeah, it was just an homage to the.
just for
It's for the genre, right?
Yeah.
For the
Which
genre.
is that
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you know, you can do it, right? And at the same time,
It's also like it's not adventually like they're telling you that she cannot enter a house and it's a rule of vampires. No, that's not the case. Like Sinners, if you have Sinners, there is a plot point that they can only enter when they are asked to, right? And if they are vampires, kind of connected to the lore. But here it's just they've shown that that she's standing out and then she's called, she comes in. They're not shown that she cannot come in, they're not using it as a plot point. It's just there. Is there a reference is there for people who know that lore will understand, and people who don't, it doesn't really matter.
Santhy, I want to take this to you and ask you, it's so much fun to put things in and then find people discover it. So is there something that you put in and people discovered and you've like read about in the last couple of days and saying, this is so, I mean, I'm glad my audience is that smart, because aksar, which is often, I don't know why, we always underestimate the audience. And the truth is that they are not they should not be underestimated. Give them something and they'll do it, so.
A lot of things. There are all these decoding videos out on YouTube now, which have to do with our title animation sequence, and they've come up with a lot of theories, some of which are like spot on, and it's a bit scary for us. I mean, it's really great that people are engaging with it the way they are.
I saw that Reddit post which breaks down the whole title animation, and they're just like, what they, but they in the writing team, they just everything into the point. They have break it down like who's who and what's happening and what's the lore and everything. Crazy.
But it's also like, maybe we need to like change track now and think of something fresh, so that not everything's on YouTube already. But apart from like the larger scale of the mythology we are developing, even like little things. For example, my friend Arun Kurin, who plays Nigel in the film, he plays a very flaky character who can't be relied on at all, disappears on a whim. So I had requested Melvi, our costume designer, to give him a locket that says 404, like error not found. And there are people who've noticed that. So people are going and watching the film a third and a fourth time to pick out these details, and then they're messaging us asking if this was intentional. And I'm like, yes, everything in the film is intentional.
It's intentional.
Yeah.
There's an arsenal.
One thing I noticed that in the second or third one, where when in the dream sequence, there are actually hints that he is actually dreaming. There's like a wall with Einstein's figure, and next to it says "Wake up," and there's a cocktail in dreams when she's flying in the sky.
Yeah, everything.
That's also intentional. Yeah. Because people are talking about it. And there's a theory about it, which is what I love. And I think that it's very fun for people to engage outside of the film, which is that, communities get formed when people have something common, right? In that way, I really love the fact that this film is bringing people together.
When you said that, sorry, there's a WhatsApp group, I think, called... What? Yeah, there's a WhatsApp group with 600 members called Lokah Theories or something. Lokah Spoil. Yeah, I'm not kidding. 600 members. So, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Oh, I thought someone was there.
No. I mean, I'm sure that,
I think while I was doing the live session where we were breaking down the film, someone said I'll share this video on that group.
be watching this video, there's Mesopotamian theory, which I think is so interesting, because once it's like a black hole, you just go in and you never come out. And then I ended up reading so much about it. So I want to ask you, did you read about it before?
Yeah,
of course.
We did a lot of research. We actually read a lot. We watched a lot of videos.
That's a confirmation.
I don't think I can reveal a lot about what we read, but yeah, we had at least a year of work before we actually created the backstories, and whatever you now see in the opening animation is actually, I think, 6 months to 1 year of prep work. And
we had to have that mythology in place so that we can feed it into this film, because when people watch it later after the next few films come out, it all needs to tie in together, and you can't do that retroactively, right? Like, so we need to be intentional about it from get-go. So we spent a lot of time to kind of devise where the narrative is going. I mean, of course, the details and the screenplay is not ready yet, but we know what the larger universe is going to be, and what are the characters who are going to come in, what are the references to other mythologies that we're going to add in. Speaking of Arsenal, he really tried very hard to get Arun Kurian to wear an Arsenal jersey. Arun Kurian loves a rival club, and that was like this thing that they had between them.
That's
so interesting. Fun. I know zero stuff about football. I know Messi and Ronaldo and Suarez, and there's one more, right? The Brazilian footballer Pepe, also old guy, right? And Maradona and who's the yellow guy who's young and he was in Barcelona with Messi, and then they moved. Forget.
And And this is all stuff that fans have noticed, right? And that's why, if I had to pick my scene is definitely the one where Chandra like literally rises and becomes one with the moon. I love it so much. Where you just rise up, and it's so beautiful. I want to ask you a very weird question, which is that, of course, there's VFX and all of that, but how do you actually, make that happen amongst like an actor and director and writer? Because what do you do really in that scene? Like,
Do you want to
how
tell
do
them
do
how high up I was? I was genuinely, I think, 100 and something feet up in the air. It was being pulled by a crane and one man. And I'm like, please, I hope he slept. We were shooting this at 3 or 4 in the morning. 3 or 4 in the morning, I'm like, please let him have his car.
I actually thought it's just composite, like it's because you don't see a close up, right? So I thought it's just an image they are using and giving it motion, so it all looks like it is a composite scene. Definitely, it's not actual everything in camera. I can tell that at least. Maybe I'm wrong, but no, I think it's that. But I didn't know they actually like took her up there.
If he drops this, yeah.
I'm glad I asked you this question.
Because that was one scene which whoever we narrated the script to was very excited about, to see how that shot is going to come when the movie comes out. And I think we had put in a lot of prep work for that. I mean, not with her, for the visual and for the setting and how this whole thing is going to look like. And when we finally cracked it, it was very fulfilling, I think.
100%. Yeah. Because in that moment, like, I love the fact that we're looking up at her.
Yeah.
And I feel like this, there is so much that you do and you don't. Like, you're not wearing a suit, you're not wearing a mask. And at the same time, this sort of homage to everything that you must look up to. And I just think in that one shot, you serve, all women who need to be looked up to. And let's just do it. And this is the way I saw it. I would want to see more of our female protagonists be looked up to. And that's so important to me. And I think that shot did that for me. So thank you for doing that, guys. Are you ready to decode some more theories? Yeah. You can deny. Okay, you can just say no. You can just say, Nishan Sagar, the bridge of the cinematic universe, is the Nick Fury of the Lokah universe.
Deny.
Now we have 3 superhero universes promised in Malayalam, and they all have Tovino.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw a meme recently which I sent to him which says, I'm in every universe.
Oh, ARM is the third. Okay.
This is amazing. And then, of course, Mesopotamian we spoke about. Is Muton really Enki?
I'm going to say that. I'm going to answer that.
We can't
Protector of
refuse to
humanity.
answer.
And then we do know who the voiceover is. By now, everybody knows. So
I
when
think we've announced it also.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's not a question anymore. Is there anything that you want to correct
Venda.
in theory?
No.
Why? Because
I might want to. I just want to say that when we made the film, we shot in Bangalore, but it is meant to be a fictional city. We shot in Bangalore because it is a model of the city we had in mind, a cosmopolitan city, which is a melting pot of cultures, lots of diverse people come in, a city where you can hide in plain sight, essentially. So a lot of people have written, asking, how can this, Kalyani Neeli be placed in Bangalore? Isn't that Karnataka? It's not Kerala. But the idea is that it's part of South India. It's a South Indian city, but not explicitly Bangalore.
Absolutely.
I think they have not mentioned it's Bangalore. It's just a city.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Because, it need not be Bangalore. It could be based in any city. Is what you're going for, right?
No, not Bangalore. Bangalore is a place. Dangalore.
I want to ask you that what is the funniest meme that you've seen that has cracked you up? Like, this is...
I saw toothpaste ad with her.
Wait, don't say that with me. Oh God.
With the teeth.
The teeth.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Brands, if you're listening, I don't mind. You can pay me a lot of money.
She's regularly doing with the teeth. Once she finishes brushing the pants. All right.
Actually, we've been very pleasantly surprised with the kind of creativity that people are getting into these days.
I've actually sent her a lot of memes also.
terms of like the stuff that they're producing, not just the memes, but even some of the artwork.
Yeah.
Some of the artwork is
Amazing artwork.
beautiful.
Stunning.
It's I've collected a whole bunch of it. I don't know what I want to do with it, but like it's beautiful.
Yeah. I've seen some of it.
It's really exciting that people have made this film their own, and that's not something we anticipated.
That's the biggest achievement you can get when you make a film, right? That people start to take pride in it. They have nothing to do with it. They just paid money to watch it, and now they feel like it's their own. That's the best thing you can expect.
We wanted to make this film because Dominic had a vision for it, and we were all excited by it. And I think everybody who collaborated really was drawn to his conviction. And we all worked and enjoyed the process so much. We weren't really thinking about the outcome. And once the film released, maybe it's also because it was a festival release, they really embraced it as their own and made it a celebration. And it's exciting how it's now taken a life of its own, and how each character is now being noticed, and they've all got, I mean, it's become part of pop culture. That's something like creators dream of. I mean, for example, the character Nobody doesn't have a single line, and there are so many memes about him.
I noticed that there's a one scene in the second half where they are on the news that they are terrorists and all that, and that guy is watching TV and then he comes up like this. Oh, I know them, and it's kind of, I think, the Leonardo the meme, which he does that in Once More Time in Hollywood.
And
Then
he's
fan
like
theories as well.
fan theories
fan
about him,
theories.
and he's become a true blue celebrity. Like there are people who like dress like him. They're like inviting.
Dude, this is the best opportunity that the Comic Con should be held in Kerala. And even if other Comic Cons where happen, there will be characters dressed up as from the characters from this movie.
Him to events or inaugurations, and it's really cool to see these characters just have a life outside the screen.
No, I must also say at this point for you, Shanti, that it's so interesting to see this happen because, again, we box ourselves into being either actors or writers or directors. And for you to slip into another role so easily is literally a lesson for anybody who's creative, because I know that you are an artist as well. So you are a shapeshifter in the true sense. But I want to ask you that who do you become when you are not on screen? Because it takes a lot to not be or bring that person in, right? You could be that person also. So don't you find it fascinating?
I think all my life I've done that. I've always been interested in multiple things, and I've been very lucky to grow up in an environment that supported.
I think also it's not to cut her off, but I'm literally doing that. But also, I think it's the industry she is in that gives you the freedom of doing whatever you like want to do. Maybe I think not every industry will find an actor, transitioning into writing. Like she is in the film. I noticed in the third time I saw her like just a brief second, just when the cameos are coming, when Sobin also shows up. So she is there for a split second as an actor also, but she's purely just as a writer. Like you don't see that often.
That my parents led very regular lives. They were bankers, 9-to-5 jobs, but they really let me do my own thing. I've disappointed them like a million times by like shifting, pivoting, focus. But
That's
they
a good thing that she shared that.
always somehow found the grace to support me in the way that I needed at that point. And whether it's painting or writing or acting, all of these are ways for me to creatively express myself. And I'm really fortunate that I'm getting to do all of that. And that, I think, is also because I've somehow landed up with the right people at the right time who encouraged me to explore myself further. So yeah, I'm just very blessed.
I'm going to change your role now from being an actor to being a script writer, because when you invest so much into a character, personally, you'd want to see the character go somewhere. So my question to you is, what have you imagined for Neeli?
I mean, honestly, I was thinking you should have the various like disguises that she's worn over time. Like a series on like the adventures of
So amazing.
Spin-off.
like every spin-off. But like
I was thinking, it could be because Netflix has got the rights for OTT, they should actually invest and ask for like an animated spin-off, because remember, okay, maybe that connects to the major plot point where Kathana, Sunnyvain's character, tells her that there are two people you need to catch and you know them and kind of thing. So they're kind of a separate mission. Maybe it comes back in the later films. But if there are storylines which are just focusing on Neeli and, in different locations, the history with, the lookalike of Naslin, maybe that also part of future films. But if it's not, whatever is not part of the future films, some other stories, and how she ended up in Sweden, what happens in Sweden, what happened before, where was she when she was growing up, like when she became vampire, what is happening that time when she grew up, she lost a dog, so there are stories which can be told, different maybe just a one series, limited series of every episode, all the time which we don't know about her, where was she, and maybe you can connect that to something that happened in real world, kind of a connection there, that she was present at these locations when things were happening. So it could be a cool, just a 2D 3D mixture of animation, original series. That's a cool idea.
There's Chandra, and then what else, and then what else, and then what else.
Yeah, it's like
I'm sure every mask has had an adventure.
Yeah.
And it's only because of the adventure she's had to move to another place. So could be cool.
Correct. That's a
You know what? Each episode could be a different style. Like one could be 3D, one episode could be just 2D, one very cartoony, one very anime look. Like how Love That Robot is, that each episode is different. Like I need to copyright this right now.
great. Sir, sir, I want to ask you, can you confirm or deny? What is the next movie?
It's about Chatan. The film is about
That we are
character
sure of.
Chatan. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be an out and out Thomas.
Okay. So we'll have to wait till Odeon comes in.
No.
Oh,
Audience
great.
going to come after this.
I love it. But is there now? Okay, obviously it's been 3 weeks, right, since all this has happened. There's all this celebration and there's all this interview doing, and then there's also this in the back of our mind saying, "Oh, we have to write this next movie." So how are you dealing with that right now?
Right now, I'm not thinking about too much about it, but I want to start as soon as possible. So I was just talking to Santhy and Nimish as well. After a couple of weeks, I think we'll start working on the next
Nice.
chapter.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm very eager to start that process because after Point, I think, it's great that we've received this appreciation, but what really excited us was the creative process. I mean, we're grateful that we've been embraced with so much love, but what led us there was the fact that we worked so hard and that we created a script that excited our collaborators. So it is important to go back to the drawing board and write something that excites people as much. Yeah.
I don't know if you take things from your characters, but if you had to take one thing from Neely, what would you take from her?
I mean, if I have to be very superficial and honest, it was the action. I genuinely enjoyed. Even if I was like 100 feet up in the air, I enjoyed every bit of it. These are things I never in my life thought I would get the chance to do.
I think that's what actors can do, right? They have to live different lives and different things into different stuff, which they would never do in normal world, right? Like you just get to be someone else and different skill sets you have to learn, and I think that's such a fascinating aspect of the craft.
And so to be able to do it, I mean, I had a childhood where I was very unathletic. My father laughed when I told him I was doing this role. Like that's how unathletic my childhood was. So to be able to do all of this and change my own perspective of me was super cool.
It is super cool because I saw you in Hello.
Yeah.
So I mean,
did you ever think that girl would be doing this? No, right? So it's a shock for my own self. Like I still remember when I got the role, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, but I promise I will do everything that I can to my maximum ability to pull this character off.
Which
And she really did.
The most important question I forgot to ask you, which is how did the two of you decide it's going to be Kalyani?
We had
So everybody is now saying it was their idea. Like literally everyone. Dulka says he was the first person who suggested. Tovi says he was the first person who suggested. Dom is like, no, I knew all along. So everyone at this point is taking credit for this. But I don't know who the real person is.
we had a set of options. I'm not going to say who the options
That's
were,
okay, of course.
but one of them was Kalyani, and I think first name on the list was Kalyani.
And once her name came in, I think we were
She
all...
was also very supportive of the option because I remember telling B also about this, and B was like, I think she also felt like it would be something that Kalyani could pull off than the other options we had. So, and then we called her.
Yeah.
Now you can wonder, there was a lot of thoughts that they wanted to go for Parvati first and this and that. There were a lot of, I think the thing was Parvati for Neely's character and Basil Joseph for Sunny character. and which didn't pan out and dates issue, or maybe I don't know what happened. But whatever it is, now what we got is that's what matters. Don't let's not make fiction about what it could have been with them and all.
There's also this.
And DQ had the same this thing. It was all mute. I mean, at the same time, it's not nobody is taking credit.
Interesting that they both are wearing black and she's wearing white. I didn't notice that until now.
It's not like
Imagine, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because the figure of the Yakshi really, there's a lot of fragility associated with it. Like it is supposed to be a helpless woman alone at night, but then has a monstrous side to her, and that is the part that we reimagined as somebody who uses her powers for good. So you had to combine some, you had to find an actor who brought vulnerability plus strength. And when Kalyani's name came up, the image that came to my mind was of her mum, Lissy ma'am, in this iconic film called CBI Dari Korpa, where
I've seen
she's
this.
victimized and she's wearing a white sari and lying in a pool of blood. And that is what immediately came to my mind. And I was like, I can see her playing that character. And of course, Dominic had watched Anthony and saw that she could really pull off the action sequences. And yeah, it just kind of, once her name came in, I think everyone was just like, yes, we know that's the right person for this.
B, I just want you to be around my life to put things in perspective for me. Like, how beautiful is that? Thank you. Like, it's so nice to hear, you probably thought about it as well. But I just feel like, you have this ability to do that
she can phrase everything.
Yeah.
She can phrase everything so nicely.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
I just can't do it. That's why it's good to have interviews.
What also shines through when you make a film like this is that you couldn't have done this without kahin na kahin loving each other, or rooting for each other, or holding each other, or having each other's back. So I want to ask you that of all the things it has given you, I'm sure it's given you, some deep friendships. And I want to ask you that what is it that, you look to each other for outside of the movies?
I mean, I don't know. These guys have been my emotional support for I don't know how long at this point. And I still remember, I called you 2 days ago. I was like, this win would not feel like a win if I didn't have them to share it with. Like, at some point, we became
Again, it's a teamwork, collaboration.
super close like family. At some point, these were the people that I was crying to. It's just, I don't know. At some point, that shift happened during the course of the film. And I don't know, I'm just very grateful.
It's become one big family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's become one big family. Not just the actors,
Yeah.
the entire crew. I mean, technicians, everybody. It's a great set to be on. It's a good vibe.
And there was a lot of positive energy.
Yeah.
And I really credit Dominic for that because he's a very calm director.
We learned that before.
There's chaos on a film set, right? But he just holds space so well. And even
And I think it's a good quality to have that actor, because I have said this before, just a film is watchable by the end of the process. It's so chaotic that's achievement itself. And still be so calm and composed and relax and have that effect, and that can translate into what you get at the end of it, and that actually is what we get.
if there are problems, everyone wants to be part of the solution, So, and that's a
True
beautiful sort of
She's actually great orator. Like, she's so good at, like, that's such a good thing, right? Everyone wants to be in the solution and not in the problem solving.
energy to have on set. And I remember meeting Nimish's associate Anson a few days before release, as also Sivi, who worked in the art department. And we were going through a very stressful period leading up to the release. And they were like, we've never seen Dominic Chetton so stressed, because he's like a sponge. He holds everything in and just lets everybody do their thing, and he gives them the space to kind of work the way they need to. And they were like, we've not worked on a film where we've prayed so much because we love him so much. And I was like, see, that's the sort of work culture the set had, and I feel that positive energy somehow translated on screen. And there are things that we cannot predict, and I think there's an alchemy to it. It's not a formula. So
100, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that people are watching this film. I do want to mention Nimish and the way he has lit this world. It's so, it's beyond, it's so high. I feel happy that this is a film that's come from our country because we always look to the West and we think that we can't do it like that. I think, honestly, he's the Prince of Darkness. And that is usually an epithet which is reserved for Gordon Willis, who made, The Godfather with Coppola. But please tell him I said this. And of course, I want to mention Chaman Chapper's editing, because at some points I felt like the fun.
He's crazy, dude. Like I've seen he has done so many films which are just insane in the type of work that required. It's not a typical kind of films, and he just nails it.
In the edit is what made it fun for us, because sometimes we feel we're too cool to do this. Hey, don't go from top, yeah. You could say that because you're trying to be too serious about yourself. But I feel because the genre was, you could have fun with it. One of my favorite shots is when he gets shot, and Sunny gets shot.
Yeah.
And you don't see the bullet on him first, you see it on the wall. And these are the reasons why the film might follow beats that might seem familiar because it comes from a mythology, but you made it new. And I want to ask you if, again, of course it was intentional. My whole speech is going to be but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that important to you, that it all looks like you've done it for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, see, I've been a big fan of her father's film, and if you observe the film closely, it's got everything that Priyan sir does in his films. But what we have Priyan sir's films, the flats opposite each other, is actually a rip-off from Vandanam. But we've given it a look that is ours. We've given some touch that is ours. Like that, every point is actually a reference to a lot of filmmakers and a lot of films that I personally love a lot. But I think in some way we've made it our own. We've somehow changed the setting or the lighting or the costumes. Everything is our own, but it's all inspired from a lot of people. So yes, it is important for me to have the film have a new look, but it's all the same thing. It's all the same old package.
No, it's not. But having said that, I want to take this to a place where I must say we have to end. But before that, you have to give my audience something, because I think they've given lots of hours outside of your film. So what can you give the audience today, guys? Like, what can you give them? Like, what can you tell them?
Oh, I'll have to think about this a little bit, because it has to be good. It can't be something trivial.
Good.
Yeah,
but
let me just think. I think all of us can think.
Oh, big pause.
It's there at the bottom.
No, I'm also actually looking forward to the next chapter, because it's going to be something that we haven't explored that much, I think, in Indian cinema. It's going to be magical.
I don't think Goblin I've seen, like, of course, Brahma, you can say that, but in Hollywood also, like, I don't remember films which have explored Goblin as a character in modern times. Like, I don't remember.
There's going to be a lot of illusions. It's going to be a lot of trickery. There's going to be a lot of fun, Toby Thomas in the film. So I'm also looking forward to it.
Okay, I can say something now. I think if you love films and if you love vampire films, please watch Only Lovers Left Alive, which was one of the films that I suggested that Dominic watch when he first pitched the idea. It's one of my favorite films. It's a film by Jim Jarmusch, which stars the phenomenal Tilda Swinton as a vampire. And if you love vampire lore, please watch.
That's a great
Only Lovers Left Alive.
Smart girl, she went back. She didn't go forward. Because I never said you need to give something future. Look at you. She truly plays with time. Kalyani.
Me? This is their department. What do I say about...
Get to see a little more of you in the next chapter.
Yes, you do get to see a little bit more of me. And I'm doing everything that I can to be an even better fighter so that we can do even more cool things for the next one.
That's amazing, guys. I'm so happy that you guys gave me time. And thank you so much for speaking to me, because I'm sure before today you might not have known me.
No, that's very fun.
We go back.
We go back. Yeah. We know each other. No, what I mean to say is that today, by making time for me, you just made time for the fans. So thank you so much for that.
No, thank you.
That was a great one. Maybe not too many fan theories. I thought we'll be just breaking. Maybe they didn't want to get into all that right now. You want to give away anything. But interesting that they mentioned that Neely will be there in the next film. I thought they'll kind of save it and, at one one point in the film where sort of like we need someone to come up and she shows up and like such a massive moment it'll be. I thought that's what they'll save it for, but I guess still we'll get that massive feeling. But now we'll know, oh, she's there, she's gonna show up. Like anyone can show up in that sense, but it'll be interesting, how they structure the next one, like how it's gonna flow. And it's again, as I said, goblins, and there's so many of them, and that concept itself is so fresh and real. We have never explored something like this before. At least I have not don't know anything, at least in mainstream or very well known stuff like this. But again, the movie she mentioned, I've never heard about it, and it's a favorite and kind of has in some inspiration, something to look forward to. And there's so much fun. I love when we kind of what Marvel did for geeks and break it down and stuff, and there's so much clues, like they hide things for people and to explore and talk about. And that's what we have now in Indian film, giving you that opportunity. And whenever that happens, it's so much more fun. And this time, it's actually, there's so much to explore, there's so much to find out, there's so many detailing they have actually done for us to find out, and that makes it more fun. It's not just very simple, it's one thing or other thing, that they have actually put in that effort. So it's always fun to know more. And a great video, loved it, enjoyed, had a lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts about in the comments below, and check out this video next, and I will see you next time.